Prime Gaming subscriptions and bits go towards charity as well. So thank you all so much for the support. We have a donation of $5 from Carl Germ. Hey, today is also my birthday, so I want to be part of the $5 donation train that the other donator put in for their birthday and wish them a happy birthday. Put this towards the Skyrim glitchless bonus game. We have $25 from Griff, who says, in memory of my Grand Joe and my partner's mom, Eileen, keep fighting the good fight, gang. All right, folks, looks like we might be ready for Dragon Age Origins with Lemuura. Here we go.
All right. Hey, guys, I'm Lemuura. And if my couch can introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm LettersWords. I'm a former runner of this game at AGDQ 2016.
I'm Bryonato. I haven't ran this game, but Lemuura is a great friend of mine, and I'm happy to be here on the couch with him.
Yeah, so, yeah, I'm just going to begin counting down. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
So, Dragon Age Origins is a fantasy RPG that's developed by BioWare, and it's set in the fictional world of Thedas in the Kingdom of Ferelden. During the character creation, there are like a few races and classes that you can choose between, and depending on your choices there, you get a different origin story that you have to play through here in the beginning. And in our case, we are an elf mage apprentice, and we've spent most of our life secluded in the Circle of Magi to train and learn how to handle our magical powers and that kind of stuff.
A dangerous spirit is not
At the end of our apprenticeship, you have to go through this test called the Harrowing, which sends you into the Fade, the world of dreams, where everyone goes to when they sleep. And we have to resist possession from a demon. And it's not really a test of your magical powers, but it's more a test of your common sense and your willpower to resist possession rather than
another spirit this way.
magic. So through most of this, at least the first section, you have to... We're just playing the intended strats, but as fast as you can do them. And for most of the game as well, the dialogue choices doesn't really matter. You can pretty much just choose the first one and it's fine. But in the case with that spirit of wisdom back there and the sloth demon that we're about to meet up here, we do specific dialogue choices to avoid combat, because combat is slow. Yeah, the run has changed a lot since it last appeared at GDQ. It's way faster now, and I think probably cooler, in my opinion.
Yeah. So for reference, the record was like 36 minutes. So still, you know, relatively fast back at AGDQ 2016. It's like 24 minutes now, so we've cut a third out of the run, basically.
That's saying a lot for a run that's like under 45 minutes.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's with no like new like sequence breaks, really.
Yeah.
We're still doing kind of a variation of the same thing we did 5 years ago.
Does the race or class that you choose, does that affect the tutorial? And do you choose that depending on like how short or long a tutorial is?
Well,
or the trial, I should say. Yeah.
This start is the longest one, but just being a mage is so much better than any of the other ones that we want to go for it. And,
yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so it's the longest one, but you just make all that time
by
back.
like actual minutes slower than some of the other ones.
Wow.
Did you hear it?
So here is the first big glitch of the game, which is the attribute glitch. So this works by basically put points in an attribute you don't care about, and then you hit reset. And it'll let you take more points out. So for every time we did it there, we could take 3 more out, and we got up to 21. Then we click through the menu, so every time we reset, we get 21 more instead of 3 more, and we get up to 105 here.
Oh, no.
But it only carry over 100. So now we're doing the same thing again, but we get 100 every time we reset. So we're gonna get up to 600 attribute points here. So for reference, if you're like a high-level character, completed everything in the game, you might have like 100, 150 attribute points total that you would have spent throughout the entire game. We're gonna have 600 here, so far, far above what you normally have. So we're gonna pretty much dump all of this into magic and willpower. Magic gives you more damage from spells, and willpower increases your mana pool.
Oh my.
We also get cunning for some dialogue choices later on.
So you're just beefed now.
There
You're
we
just
go.
beefed out.
Yeah.
He must be
Now we are strong. Now we can one shot most of the easier enemies and two shot most other things. So. Yeah, there we just teleported through the wall. So basically, that's called the teleport glitch. And what happens is you stand on like a slightly elevated surface where the game doesn't really know how to pathfind you away from it. So when you right click to move off of it, instead of walking off, you just teleport in that general direction and teleport through the wall. You saw it just now as well, going through this wall right here.
Yeah, this is probably one of the bigger innovations since my run 5 years ago. We use this in a lot of places now.
How does?
Yeah, it's
Sorry, if I can ask real quick. How does like 500 magic points like equate to what you might max out with in like a standard casual playthrough?
So yeah, you might if you dumped literally every point in magic in your entire playthrough and nothing else, you might have like 100, 110 magic. So we have 499, and we also put points in other things. So
That's so sick.
yeah. Big
you can-
difference.
Yeah.
yeah, you can get some more because like when you're playing casually, there are like equipment that you would equip that give you some more stats too. But yeah, we don't equip anything because we don't need equipment because we get so many stats.
Is this still a segment of the game
actually,
that's tutorialized primarily?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, or this entire section, and I guess also a bit of the next zone after this too is still kind of like the tutorial-ish, but this is like the main thing.
Do these glitches work on current patch, or is this an old patch, or?
So all of the out of bounds stuff works on current patch.
Gotcha.
The attribute glitch we were showing off does not work on the current patch.
Yeah,
And one other glitch later on
That makes
I'll
sense.
point out when we get to it doesn't work. But yeah, that kind of
So-
stuff. Yeah.
yeah, that was another glitch. That's called the precision glitch. I'll be able to show it off better once we get downstairs here, but this is a glitch that remains from Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, right?
Yeah. It's just like, it's actually present in every game BioWare has developed in this engine, as long as there's like a hold position function, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
Although this is the game that's like most useful for speedrunning wise.
Yeah, you'll see we'll be using it up here as well, where basically you have to get your characters as far away from the one that you want to teleport to as possible. So we're gonna be moving these two characters like all the way down this hallway. And then now I'm gonna switch back to Lily and just turn to the side, and
Wow.
we're on the other side of the door.
That's awesome.
So how much does that save? Do you remember?
It's like a minute and a half, because there's a lot of fights you have to do.
Yeah.
And like a lot of running around, and we like move pretty slow.
Because we did
point.
things out of order, we have to go back here and click on these two items to be able to leave through this door.
Is that
we
like
came through.
retroactively hitting a trigger?
Yeah. that's
Yeah.
pretty- yeah.
That door will not like even be interactable until you go back and hit the trigger.
Hello, door, please. Okay. Thank
Is there
you.
anything special you're doing with the camera orientation, by the way? Is always this like panned out, like kind of isometric looking?
It depends a bit on the area I'm in, what I prefer.
Gotcha.
It doesn't really matter, but doing the teleport glitch is the easiest to do when you are all the way zoomed out,
Makes sense.
because then you get like this nice overview and
Mhm.
you know are able to click most places. So
We will.
I think there was
Alright,
actually a
so-
tooltip in that loading screen about the camera. Sorry.
so this glitch is the weirdest one. I call it the wiggle glitch, but I guess you can call it the Mabari glitch as well. You stand in this corner and just wiggle side to side. And if I get it, It is going to teleport me to the other side of the bridge, saving time if I get it early enough, but GDQ luck.
Yeah,
So
every
you would
practice run, this was fine.
you would normally get this by now?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
would have gotten it 20 seconds ago, but ideally by now.
Yeah. Come
I
on.
believe in you.
I want to show you off.
Yeah, dude, you got all the time in the world.
Come on.
If you don't, hello, please. There we go.
Hey, okay.
Alright, you got it.
Game just slowly pauses
So-
and then you're talking to someone.
Yeah. So you instead of walking over the bridge, you end up here in the camp talking to the Mabari dog handler, and you can just move from there. So if you do get that, like, as soon as you begin, it saves like 20 seconds, which is great. But it's, I think, the only inconsistent glitch that we use. Everything else is pretty reliable. So yeah, and we don't know why it works either.
Yeah, no idea.
It's- It just works. So now we picked up Alistair, and he is one of the people that you can choose to sacrifice. The bid war is still going. And he is the most recent recruit into the Grey Warden Order, and he's gonna like watch over us and, you know, show us how to do things and whatever. So we're preparing to do our joining now for the Grey Wardens, because we're planning to become officially part of the order, right? So to do that, we have to go out and we have to collect some items, most notably some Darkspawn blood and some treaties. That's what we're being sent out to do. With those wolves there, ideally you want to kill everyone, but as long as 2 or less live, you can still finish them off with your spells instead of having to wait for a cooldown.
Was that a pool of gore they exploded into, by the way? Was that just blood?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yes.
the main like spell he has here to kill multiple enemies at the same time is called Walking Bomb. Basically, it's like a damage over time effect. And if you kill the enemy while the damage over time effect is still like ticking, it'll just explode the enemy
Gnarly.
into a big thing of blood around him.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
So you might be wondering why Lemuura only got one of the 2 items that he said he needed to get, which was the vials of Darkspawn blood. The other item he needs to get is also in that area. So we're going to be doing another glitch. So this is the other notable glitch that does not work on the current patch of the game. So if you go over to Duncan, who you're supposed to turn those 2 items into, he'll tell you basically, oh, you have one of the things you need, but not the other. Go back and get it. But for whatever reason, on the original version of the game, it still gave you the experience for completing the quest when you did this. So you can just turn in the quest like as many times as you want and get like, I think it's like 800 experience every time. Or something like that. So it's a pretty sizable amount. It does take quite a few turn-ins, but you can turn it in, as you can see, like a second here. So we're doing this to get up to level 12. This is also, it was a very well-known glitch, even among casual people when the game first came out, which is why it got patched like pretty much instantaneously. I don't know how well the attribute point glitch was known.
So what's the benefit to using this exploit if you already have like 500 magic points? If you're already like that.
So we want spells, and levels
okay,
give
yeah,
you
that makes
spell
sense.
slots. So right now we picked up a few key spells that we want. One of them being Anti-Magic Ward, Flying Swarm, and
Ooh.
Haste. So that makes us this fast.
Easy.
Basically, what happens is when you cast Anti-Magic Ward on yourself and then cast Flying Swarm, it blocks the transformation effect from Flying Swarm, but you keep all of the benefits from the spell itself, which is why we get this ridiculous speed.
We zoom in.
And add that with haste, and yeah, we're this fast. This is why it saves the most time being a mage, and you can also, generally as mage, you can do combat faster too.
I love that like almost every Western RPG speedrun has some form of super speed glitch like this. Excellent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great.
So this is the biggest innovation since I last ran the game. When we found this, it instantly took 5 minutes off the time just
Wow.
from faster movement.
Yeah, that
So-
base movement speed looks really slow after seeing this.
Yeah. So one of the other benefits of the Flying Swarm as well is that it gives you an AoE that just surrounds you at all times. So you can just stand next to enemies and watch them die. And you also become invincible. Basically, you take damage to your mana instead. And that's an intended mechanic of the Flying Swarm spell itself, but normally when you reach 0 mana, you would get knocked out of the form. But since you don't have a form to get knocked out of, you just kind of stay in it forever.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so it's still bad for us to like take damage even though we can't die because we want to keep our mana pool like as high as possible so we can cast spells.
Yeah. We want to be able to cast them like at any time. Really. So now you are supposed to go through the joining ritual here, but we can kind of just skip that by going over here and clicking past the fence.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
as you'll see,
yeah.
it's very easy to get out of bounds in this game.
yeah.
Or
So the main reason like you couldn't go to this door before either is that this is the night version of the same map that we were on earlier.
yeah, and
So-
the door doesn't exist on the day version.
Yeah.
You can get out of bounds and get over here, and there's nothing to click on to go into the tower.
Yeah. Another fun thing about skipping the joining is that the two companions we have, David and Sir Jory, they're supposed to die in the joining, but now they live. For now. So, and they're very useful because the game doesn't really know what to do with them, so they kind of just stick around, especially in solo instances. But you won't see that for a
That was
while.
cool.
Yeah, so here on the first floor, you can kind of just stand behind the staircase there and just wait for all of the enemies to try and pathfind to you and just let them die.
Was that another instance of the teleport glitch to get up the stairs there? Or is that something different entirely?
Yeah, getting up to the stairs was technically the teleport glitch, I suppose. But yeah, getting out of bounds there, it's very, very easy to do that in this game. Some places you can just walk out. Here you'll see another instance of the teleport glitch. Just click there and I'm behind the door to go up to the 3rd floor.
Are these like relatively easy to do?
Yes.
These
Yeah.
teleport glitches? Okay, cool.
They're not hard to perform.
I would be surprised if you didn't get it the first time you tried it.
Right.
Having
Yeah.
never done it before, if you at least know the controls of the game.
Yeah.
Getting ready to charge as soon as we get the signal.
Here, we're also gonna skip most of this floor right here. We're just gonna transform into a bear, and then teleport to the other side here, and just kill these enemies and head on up. So another really nice thing about our magic stat being so high is that since we picked up Vulnerability Hex, it gives a resistance debuff on the enemy you cast it on, and that's based on your spell power, which is another version of the magic stat. So whoever you cast it on will always have a minus 100% resistance to elemental magic, which makes killing things pretty easy as long as they don't resist the actual hex itself. So you'll see now, we took out over half of the health with one spell
Wow.
and it's dead.
Was that?
That was the first boss.
Okay, I was gonna say, was that a boss? I
Yeah.
couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Do you
This
have
might be a good time to get in the first donation, by the way, since we've been talking nonstop.
Absolutely. We have $15 from Kamado, who says, "Good luck on the run, Lemuura, and shout out to the rest of the BioWare speedrunning community. All 5 of you."
Dang.
All 5 of
It hurts
us,
because
wow.
it's true.
I
Could probably do one more. Yeah.
One more, you got it. $15 from a gamer in pink who says,
Hey.
"Hey Lem, you absolute cutie. So happy to see you got into GDQ this year, and don't let the nerves get to you."
I'm trying. So, you saw the game disappeared here for now, and that's because the game has the severe memory leak where the loading screens were getting really long. I'm assuming you kind of saw that too. And the easiest way to fix that is just to restart the game. You'll see now how much faster the loading screens are getting.
Right.
Did you know why the memory leak is such a big thing?
I actually don't know why it exists, other than that it exists in other games on this engine. So it must be an engine deficiency. My understanding is it has something to do with like, basically whenever you travel to an area, like some part of it is retained in memory, so you can like reload it faster if you go back there without quitting out of the game. But that just like piles up like pretty quickly.
Yeah, it becomes a lot. Makes sense.
And it is important to know we actually kind of do have to save and quit, not just to like get faster load screens. The load screens will eventually cause the game to crash if you don't do it. It does take a pretty long time. Like you would, if you didn't save and quit, you could get pretty far into the run before the game would crash, but it would eventually crash.
Yeah.
I would.
So you.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I would imagine that you guys remove loads for your runs, and so like the save and quit is primarily just for convenience.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Obviously, it matters in like an RTA setting like this a bit more, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
So the encounter we got, you always get an encounter when you travel to Denerim from there, and we got the best encounter you can get, which is the merchant, because you can just leave.
Also, we just skipped the vast majority of the story of the game.
Yeah, true. We
No big
skipped like
deal.
over 50%. Yeah. Just because that wall didn't exist and you could go through that door. So the game just assumes, yeah, you must have done all of the treaties things, right? So
Yes.
Indeed.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
this is
the
like
treaties weren't
you're
important.
not supposed to go into this place until like the end game sequence of the main quest, and
Yeah.
the door just exists there and it's just locked. If you get behind the gate, you just go through the door.
Oh, so we're at the end of the game?
I
or-
mean,
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, what?
not the end. No, like the end of the main quest. Like we're not at the end of the run.
Right,
but
right,
we're at
right,
the
right,
end of the
right.
main quest. Like
I was
if you
like,
had played
what
the game
the-
casually.
So here's another instance of the teleport glitch. We just walk past the cart instead of going around the entire estate.
We're under attack.
Then we just kill these guards real quick.
It's a fine thing we've done.
The walking bomb is very nice.
Yeah, I think it's definitely like the most useful spell in the game, other than like
Yeah.
vulnerability hex maybe.
Yeah, agreed.
Like even playing casually, I think it's really good.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the better ones, I think. Here
Oh.
we did the teleport glitch again to go out of bounds this time. And I'm using the minimap to navigate. Because, you can't see anything, so... And, yeah, we go to where you would leave the basement from normally, so that we can just immediately go to Arlhau and kill him. I think this would be a good time for a few donations.
Absolutely. We have $15 from Dogan, who says, "Here's to the game that made me an RPG fan. As the Grey Wardens say, in war, victory. Let's kick cancer's butt." We have $100 from Samazon Prime, who says, "Huge fan of Dragon Age Origins, and so happy to support such an important cause. Thanks for the awesome games." We have $300 from Nia. "Dragon Age Origins is one of my favorite games of all time, and I'm so happy to see it being run at GDQ." Thank you all so much.
Bradderfield,
Yeah.
your voice is very fitting for this run. I want to say this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
excellent. Yeah.
Oh, gosh, thank you.
So yeah, that was another boss fight that ended in about 10 seconds. Honestly,
Yeah.
killing all the other enemies takes much longer than killing the boss.
Mostly just because they're so spread out, I feel like.
Yep.
If they were all gathered closer together, it would be easier to kill them all. But... oh well. Yeah, so essentially, we went here to Alhouse Estate to rescue Queen Enora because she was being held captive by her dad, Logain McTeer, because he believes that she won't be on her side. And Logain thinks that the entire blight is a hoax and whatever, so... Basically, we ended up rescuing her, but then we got caught, so now we're being sent to prison, which we have to escape from, and this is where it's gonna be... You will see why Davith is really good. I think you've already seen it a few times. Is when you are in a solo instance, when you're just supposed to be alone, you can just switch to Davith and leave. And on this map, he's by the exit. So, ta-da! We have escaped.
Oh, okay. There are so many things in this run where like I'll like look away for like a half second and I look back and it's like, okay, we're through. That's it.
Yeah.
So
Goes
yeah,
by pretty quickly.
that skips a pretty long, like couple minute long prison sequence escape, which we actually wouldn't do if we didn't have Davith or Jory. We would just fight our way because you can basically do a really hard boss fight to avoid being imprisoned, which is
Yeah.
I mean, it's not hard when you have these stats, but it's still probably the hardest boss fight, like or longest boss fight, other than the final boss. If we were
Yeah.
to do it.
So here I did another restart because the loading screens were getting ridiculous and don't want that. It's yeah. Shorter loading screens are nice.
Yeah, might as well. It only takes you like 30 seconds or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't take that long. Now we're headed back here to Arliman to tell him that we're okay and have escaped and stuff like that. And now we're going through our final preparations to join the Landsmeet, which is this thing where you kind of decide like who's going to be the next king or queen of Ferelden, so that we can actually unite the entire country to fight against the Blight instead of having a civil war.
Yeah, basically, the king dies kind of like early on in the plot, and there's no obvious heir to the throne because he didn't have any children.
Yeah.
And like all his siblings had already died.
Oh, we're getting a Denerim encounter. So, essentially what we're going to do here is we're going to talk with Sten once to clear his dialogue line, and then we're going to do something called the conversation glitch.
Yes.
So we take 2 or more characters and talk with Sten while we're paused. That makes it so that 2 dialogue sequences are chained up after each other. So after the first one, we tell him to leave, and the second one, we tell him to join back. So on the second one, we get teleported to where he ends up out of bounds after we tell him to leave, pretty much. And
That's
that
awesome.
ladder worked as
Oh,
normal, right?
very
That's how
normal.
they function.
I really love the mechanics of that conversation glitch. That's just how that works. Like it. I don't know. It just makes sense. That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's really, it used to be actually used a lot more. We still use it a decent amount. But interestingly, the position it sets you to is like, just happens to be out of bounds on like 90-something% of maps. It's not on
Yeah.
every map. It is actually in bounds on some maps,
Interesting.
which makes it kind of useless there.
You said I didn't catch what kind of encounter it was, but was that like a random event? Was that RNG?
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
bad
random
RNG.
encounter.
How long would that cost you? Like, does a record run have to get none of those, or?
Yes, usually. I mean,
I think my record has 1.
yeah.
It's like 20 seconds, I think.
Gotcha. Okay, and that's a lot of time
So,
for a 24-minute run.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so if you get like 1, you can be fine if you do everything else, pretty good. But if you get more than 1, you can be really unlucky and get both, like, all the overworld encounters you can get and like two Denerim encounters, I think, maybe 3.
You can get 2, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you could have gotten more like in the past, but since we did like the go to camp thing, that you only get 2 opportunities to get a Denerim random encounter. But yeah, you can get between 1 and 4 random encounters. The overworld ones are generally shorter than the Denerim ones. So getting one outside of Denerim is not as big of a deal usually as getting one inside of Denerim. The ones in Denerim are usually the ones you definitely don't want to get if you can avoid it.
So, yeah, we're skipping some dialogue here. Now we're actually gonna do the lance meet, and we're gonna fight Logain, like a type of boss fight. It's two phases. You'll see it doesn't take too long to kill him. We just like chain our all spells on him, make sure that we have vulnerability X up first so that he deal extra damage. You see,
Somehow I am
just
just
step up to him and
no longer surprised. Yeah.
there we go. Frozen so they can't stun lock me, and there we go. It's over. Bye again. I think in roughly 5 minutes, the incentive has to close.
Which one are you hoping wins?
I think I want Dark Ritual to win.
Okay, cool.
Personally. And I think that's the one that was in the lead, at least before the run started. That's the one that was in the lead.
Yo, shoutouts to Lemuura for this fit, by the way. I just looked at the face cam for the first time. I was like, oh, okay. You thought about your outfit before you went on. Yeah.
I tried.
no
Handsome
idea.
lad over here. Handsome lad.
Guess I'll have to
tried.
watch later.
So yeah, we pick up 2 more spells here, Death Siphon and Virulent Walking Bomb. Because the Death Siphon is nice to be able to regain mana from enemies we've killed, and then the Mass Virulent Bomb is just a better version of the Walking Bomb spell. We can do some donations here.
You bet. We have $10 from Pessimist, who says, "Hey Lem, excited to see you break this game on the big stage. Take care of Davith for me."
Hey.
We have $50 from Rexafax, who says, "Good luck on the Dragon Age run."
Thank
We
you.
have $25 from Rasmus, who says, "I'm usually that guy telling puns all day, but of course, now that it matters, I get a blank page syndrome. So frustrating. Guess this is my punishment for being so unbearable. I do want to say, don't be dragging your feet. You don't want to age too long before jokes pass, and I got an orange in the fridge after this, so I can snack on it later." Me to you.
My gosh.
Sorry.
So that's pretty bad luck. We got 3 random encounters in this run.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Out of a max
But-
of 4.
We didn't get the worst overworld encounters though. So
Yes, that's true.
You
We
said
got
it-
like the least bad. We got like the least bad version of getting 3 encounters that you can.
yeah.
You said
So I'm
it
pretty
maxes
happy
out
with
at
that.
4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the most you can get during a run.
As you say.
2 overworld and 2 Denerim encounters.
Yeah, because we only traveled twice on the overworld and Denerim. I think we also only traveled twice, or maybe.
No, we
just-
travel a few more times, but I think the cooldown for
Oh no, I think it's that like all the other ones are triggered by some quest line or something like that that we don't
might
have.
be, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Because you can get that
here-
other one. Yeah. Go ahead.
So here is one of the more annoying fights because all of the enemies are pretty spread out. The best we can do up here is just walking next to these that's still up over the staircase here. I can see there is someone below the staircase, so I might have to reload. But we'll see if they decide to go out of the staircase, hopefully.
Is that a bug? Them being underneath?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes they just appear under there, but let's see. Okay, did you go out? Let me check. Seems like it. Great. Yeah.
So we're good?
We didn't touch the
Nice.
staircase.
We're
Yeah,
good.
We're good.
We had that happen
Wow.
yesterday, except they wouldn't come out. In one
Yeah.
of the practice runs, and we had to reload. He had to reload.
What would you say is aside from like random elements like those encounters, what is like the main thing that separates runners or decides a good time in this game? Is it like combat optimization, or what are like some of like the skill based elements?
That's a good question. I don't really have any good answers to that. I think.
I think it's just a little bit of a mix of everything. It's not like any one
little bit of
thing
column
that's
A, a little bit
particularly
of
more
column B.
important.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like knowing how to optimize movement, knowing how to get through dialogue fast, knowing
So in short, yeah, it's a little bit of everything. Right.
Yeah.
Because like we said, the like glitches themselves are generally not too difficult to perform.
Right.
So I will need the incentive result in roughly a minute.
Now.
Yeah. So like, not too long. So be ready with that soon.
Yeah, I was just thinking. I guess I would imagine like you can gain or lose a lot of time just depending on like even just like your pathing through a level or something like that. Yeah. Okay.
I think being able to take straight lines and cut corners close is pretty important. Because of your speed, it's not like that bad. Kind of, if you had the same slow speed at the start of the game through the entire thing, then cutting corners and be like taking as straight lines as you can would be way more important than it is now. So.
Cool. And how about in the bid war? Probably about now. Yeah.
Yes, looks like with $2,785 goes to the Dark Ritual
There
ending.
we go. Nice.
Hey.
Just what you wanted, Lem.
Expected, but a good result.
Yeah. I like it. It's the one I wanted. So. It's the overall going that path is a tiny bit slower for the speedrun, but not by a lot. You basically just have to move an extra character in the next segment, but that's about it.
You wanted the slowest option?
It's more consistent for the conversation glitches.
Gotcha.
It actually used to be the fastest option too.
Yeah.
And now it's the slowest ending. Funny how things change.
Whoa. Oh, was that you? Was that you zooming?
Come on.
Okay, I was like that. I was like that NPC was going fast.
Yeah, no, that was the player character zooming. So yeah, we're doing a conversation glitch here. And now we're removing David, so he can finally go and rest in peace. And we're gonna travel to Denerim. So we're not talking to Morgan in here because we want everyone in the party. So just by going to Denerim, we will have everyone, and you can still do the like Dark Ritual conversation with Morgan while here because broken triggers or something like that. And yeah, as you can see, loading screens are getting
I was
pretty
gonna
long,
say,
so.
yeah, y'all weren't joking about how long these take.
Yeah.
And actually, talking to Morgan here triggers the conversation glitch as well, because the conversation glitch is not really technically related to kicking someone out of your party. It's playing a conversation on the wrong map. So when we're adding, when we're doing the thing with Sten, what it's doing is playing the conversation that happens in Loithering, but we're not in Loithering when we do it. So that's the same thing that happens when we talk to Morgan here.
Yeah.
It's supposed to happen in Redcliffe, but we're not in Redcliffe.
Yeah. So I turned on my VSync here now, and that's to cap my frames at 60, which is my refresh rate. This is just going to make the conversation glitches I'm going to do now easier, because I am going to try and do them before combat. So I'll be quick saving, then I'll reload that quick save, and try and pause before combat so I can interact with Sten. And then I can also interact with Morgan at the same time so I can get it. But Sten didn't want to cooperate there. And getting the timing isn't always easy either. Come on.
Seems like a pretty quick retry there, which is nice.
Yeah.
Clicked a bit with everyone. That didn't work. If I can't get this to work, I'll just do the backup, but...
I believe in you. You got time to spare for sure.
Alright, come on.
You'll get it.
So what are you trying to do coming out of the load screen here? Just talk to him ASAP, or?
Yes, I'm trying to pause the game before combat starts. And there is a really tight window for that, which is why I cap my frames to make that window bigger.
Gotcha.
But pausing when you need to isn't easy.
Is there any sort of reference you can use to understand when exactly you need to pause?
Yes, I see.
So I use Life Split to see that roughly. But because the game activates before the load screen completely disappears.
Right, and so the timer is going to detect when the game's actually moved. That's
again.
clever.
I see.
That's cool.
Yeah. Hello, Sten. Can you know?
This is really bad
Come
luck.
on, Sten. Come on, buddy.
This is like the kind of luck you get when you're not frame rate limiting.
Yeah, exactly.
I see.
All right. Okay. 2 more tries.
yeah, yeah. I was going to say, give it a few more for sure.
Yes, and 2 more when I'm able to talk to him. That is.
Right, of course.
Okay. My timing is terrible now. Okay.
Oh,
If you must.
Yes.
Hey.
we got it?
Great.
You got 3
Nice,
conversations
nice. There
too,
we
instead
go,
of
there
only
we
1.
go.
3 conversations instead of just the 2 that we needed, but hey, we take that. So this is why taking Morgan with us is slower, because we have to move an extra character down into the water over here, but that's fine. We like taking the Dark Ritual path.
Ooh. Oh, we're going for a swim.
Yeah. You know, everyone's been running around like crazy, so taking a bath is kind of a good thing at this point, right? So get them all into the river, and then we just move them down underneath this bridge over here. I think they're too close, but I'll adjust that in a bit once my character is far enough away. So I'll be paying attention to my minimap to see how many enemies are still there. And I can see there's still 2, so I'll just move everyone a bit. Okay, Alistair, I don't know why you're up here, but...
At your orders.
Okay. Come on, everyone.
3-dimensional geometry when
go.
you're not supposed to move 3-dimensionally is in this game
Yeah.
is
If there was a jump function in this game, I think it would be absolutely broken.
I mean, you could already just walk out of bounds in so many areas.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part about the conversation glitch is watching Sten like teleport out of bounds, and you just see all the textures disappear.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll be doing the conversation glitch a lot now in the end part of the run.
Are any of them as difficult as that one you just did?
There's another
yeah,
one,
of
yeah.
them. Yeah. But otherwise, you know, it's just
Yes.
talk with him with 2 characters. You don't need to
Yes.
spam it or anything.
Gotcha.
Um,
Wow.
Yeah.
We are
Gonna
very
walk
out
through
of
this white
bounds.
texture, and I'm gonna head over in this direction because that's where the end is. So
Oh,
we can skip
that's
all
cool.
the combat.
You just draw a little
Yeah.
box.
Yeah, this one,
Yeah.
interestingly, is one where the minimap is completely useless, but thankfully you can actually see some stuff
That is
Yeah.
and know where to look.
very convenient. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I think we can run a few more donations.
I thought you like
now.
fell into the void for a sec. My heart dropped. Sorry.
Absolutely. We have a donation from 99 Cent Dreams of $100. They say, I've always wanted to romance Stan in my casual run, but Origins wouldn't let me. Thanks for breaking the game in retribution for our lost love. We have $25 from the Lazy Sloth. Dragon Age speedrun god right here.
I will.
Well, you got it first try that time.
Yeah, that was easy.
Thank you.
So yeah, now we're just gonna head up this wall a bit, and we're gonna head over here and behind the door. So this skips an RNG encounter here, where the RNG is because the enemies that spawn are a bit different depending on the RNG.
on reasons that we don't understand.
Yeah.
Must.
There's like there's like dragon enemies, and sometimes 1 spawns and sometimes 2 spawn, and we don't really know
Yeah.
why.
Being able to skip that is very nice. Again, I'm using the minimap to navigate where I'm going. So I know where the ending is, so even if it gets completely dark on the minimap, I still know like where to go.
I don't think I expected this amount of out of bounds from this game. Just like generally understanding, you know, like the mechanics of it, and despite having not played it, you know, I know it's like a third-person RPG, but you know, there's not like a lot of movement or anything. But yeah, this is really cool.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
It's
How
interesting because the
just broken
sequel
it
is on
is.
the same engine and it has basically no out of bounds.
Yeah. It's ridiculously sturdy, but also that one is really linear compared to this. So.
Yeah. Out of bounds wouldn't be that useful even if you could do it everywhere like you can in this game.
This was your.
So
oh, go ahead.
time is coming up pretty soon. We just have this final boss to kill. This is the Archdemon. It's gonna be pretty easy. We just like roll through all of our spells.
I don't know if you can do it, dude.
Decide to just blink in and out of existence for a bit. Man.
As you say.
And oh, the time.
Time.
There we go.
The damage over.
Yeah.
Was he like cycling through phases there, or like?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's. Yeah.
But yeah, this is the ending. It just like skips directly into it. Because the dark ritual was performed, you don't get to choose who actually goes for the killing blow. It's always the warden then. But the warden doesn't die. And I think a fun fact about this is that the killing animation for all the characters, doesn't matter what class you choose, is always picking up this two-handed sword and stabbing the dragon, slicing its neck open.
This was your first speed game, wasn't it, Lem? This is what got you into running.
Yeah,
That was really
I
cool.
picked it up around 2.5 years ago, I think. So, yeah, very exciting for me to be able to show it off.
Yeah,
I'm
that was awesome.
very happy to do that.
And how cool is it that you get to have the person that ran it last year too on the couch? That's just sick.
Yeah, I think that's tons of fun.
I'm always glad to see more people running this game.
Yeah.
But it's as you have all seen, this game is entirely broken in every possible way.
Yeah.
Like we just go out of bounds wherever we want. We make our character super powerful. We run 300% normal speed the entire time. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. It's great. I love it.
That was a legendary display. Lemuura, are there any final shout-outs?
Yeah. So I want to give a big shout out to the BioWare speedrunning community, all 5 of us. just everyone is amazing and really cool to hang out with and pretty helpful too. I want to give big thanks to my friends and the awesome community that I have, like Gamer in Pink and Bumpkin, Sloth, Red Cricket, Trionite, Buzz, Absenpai, Smitty, Crisis Angel Wolf, and so many more. And also big thanks to my best friends, Stripe and Backer Gaming. And of course, my lovely commentators, Bryonato and LettersWords.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks.
Anything you guys want to say?
Yeah, I mean, I just appreciate you having me here. Yeah, it's always I always appreciate being able to do stuff like this, especially with close friends. So it also warmed my heart that like everybody that you just listed there, I was like, wow, I know all those people from my community too. So it's just cool seeing overlap like that. Warms my heart, you know? Yeah. So thank you.
Oh, just want to give a shout out to Lemuura, who is working on a tutorial for this game right now. So if anyone wants to pick this game up, there should be an actual up-to-date tutorial sometime soon.
We love new resources.
I'm planning on releasing it sometime this coming week, I think. Hopefully, if everything goes according to plan. And then, yeah, if you want to learn running the game, definitely check out the BioWare speedrunning Discord and which you'll find on speedrun.com, the page for Dragon Influence there.
May I present to you the
yeah.
hero of Ferelden.
All right, thank you so much, Lemuura. Thank you so much, Bryonato and LettersWords. Thank you for the amazing display of Dragon Age Origins. We have a donation from an anonymous donation, $25. Can't believe it's that time of year. Looking forward to this week's great runs and people donating for an awesome cause. Hurricane with $100. So glad to see Origins at GDQ. It's my favorite childhood game, even though I soft-locked the final boss my first ever playthrough. Oh my goodness. We have $50 from Furry Fisticuffs, who says, my father beat cancer this year. He was pretty quick about it, so that counts as speedrunning. Congratulations on winning the fight against cancer. Up next is Ori and the Will of the Wisp. We have a speedrun race coming up. But first, we have some messages from our sponsors. We have a donation from Tundra Wolf, $20, who says, donating for the Ori plush and pins. Cannot wait to see the Ori and the Will of the Wisps race. We have $50 from Summer B, who says, keep up the great work promoting speedrunning at great charities. Thank you for the donations. Speaking of prizes, we do have Sent here with another prize showcase. Take a look.
Even when the lamp was dark, hope showed its face. In a story that GDQ staff are calling enjoyable, enlightening, and something Sent clearly just made up 5 minutes ago. Ori and the Light of the Lamp. Coming never. Oh, okay. I'm having way too much fun with that Ori plush, but it is just absolutely adorable. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Awesome Games Done Quick 2021 online. My name is Sent, and as mentioned, I am here to tell you all about some of the amazing prizes that you can win by donating. Now, Ori and the Will of the Wisps is actually going to be your last chance to get in for all of the prizes I was talking about earlier in the marathon. A $25 donation is going to get you entered into all of them, including this amazing Ori plush and pin set by our friends over at Fangamer and Moon Studios. It's just so much fun to play with. And of course, this absolutely beautiful Mega Man fused glass artwork piece. Super cool. But I want to talk about some prizes that are actually going to be available a little bit later tonight. Now, these prizes are going to be available after Ori and the Will of the Wisps, from the start of Diddy Kong Racing until the Pikmin 2 Pay Off All Debts run a little bit later tonight. So let's take a look at some of them. We definitely have a lot of cool stuff. Now, up on my shelf here, you can see a Donkey and Diddy Kong amiibo. Both of those were sent to us by Coweyes, and they are they come together. It's a $10 minimum donation to win both of them. We also have an Olimar amiibo up there from Coweyes as well. That's only a $5 minimum donation, but hey, for a $10 minimum donation, you get entered in to win all three of those amazing amiibos effectively. Now, from our good friend Doug Reichel, we have these absolutely adorable Pikmin amigurumi dolls here. We have all three of the original Pikmin trio. We have the yellow Pikmin in leaf form. They go high. We have the blue Pikmin here in the final evolution flower form. They could survive in water. Of course, we have these lovely red Pikmin here in the middle bulb form, and they can handle fire. I've always kind of wondered if the Pikmin were kind of a play on the whole, hear no evil with the yellows having ears, speak no evil with the blues having mouths, and I guess smell no evil with the reds having a nose. So, sorry, red one. I think you've lost this exchange. But all three of them come together as a $15 minimum donation. And again, huge thank you to Doug Reichel for sending them out to us. From our good friend and longtime volunteer, Puzzle P, we have this absolutely beautiful Metroid Doodle painting. It's a painting on about a 5x5 piece of wood here. It's got some glitter on it. It's a little hard to see in the camera, but what Puzzle Pete does and what makes her style so amazing to me is this background isn't actually a solid fluorescent pink. It is pink with a bunch of purple little doodles ingrained into it that have different symbols and letters and words. She signed her name in here as part of it. It's a super cool style. I keep saying it, but I can't think of another great way to describe it. It really reminds me of kind of like the doodles you might make in a high school textbook, while you were maybe a little bored in class, but just taken to a beautiful artistic level. It's a $10 minimum donation. Thank you so much, Puzzle P, for sending it out to us. There are so many great prizes we have. From Meredith Frederick, we have an absolutely beautiful Screw Attack Suncatcher. It's a stained glass piece that you can put to catch the light from a window in the shape of the Screw Attack emblem, Samus's famous icon. We don't have it here, unfortunately. Mail's been a little slow as a result of the holiday season, but you can see a great picture of it over on the tracker. It's a $20 minimum donation. It is absolutely beautiful. And from Elias Maines, we have this absolutely beautiful sketch here. I'm going to be very gentle while holding it. This is entirely done in black and gray. It might be a little hard to see on camera from this distance, but Ridley is, they're depicted entirely in white, and in the lower right of the painting, we have Samus in kind of a more darker gray firing at him, and it's just absolutely breathtaking. When I saw this in person, my jaw hit the floor. It's a $25 minimum donation. It's truly a one-of-a-kind piece of amazing artwork. Thank you so much, Elias, for sending it out to us. Keep in mind, if you donate $50 anytime today, anytime for the start of the marathon until the Pikmin 2 run later tonight, you will be entered in to win a one-of-a-kind GDQ banner. It's 6 feet long, drawn by our in-house artist, LLK. We're using all of the banners on our social media. You can see them on Twitter. You can see them on the tracker. But we only ever print out one each event for each design. You could have it, but it's a $50 singular minimum donation. So get those donations in. And of course, if you are... Sorry, really needed to stretch there. Of course, if you are getting, donations in, if you're thinking about getting some stuff in, remember that a $250 donation cumulatively throughout the marathon gets you entered in to win both of our amazing grand prizes. For Red Wolf Networks, we have this absolutely lovely gaming PC over here. You can kind of see some of the RGB lighting it's got going on. It has a 3070 GPU. That's really all you need to know, but you can head over to the tracker, check out all the specs on it. It is a wonderful machine, and it looks good, and the wire management in it is perfect. I think my weakest strength putting together a PC is cable management. This thing is beautiful, it's crisp, it's clean, and it's super quiet. Thank you so much to Red Wolf Networks for sending it out to us. And from our friends at Heroic Replica, we also have a customized replica, and you can head over to the tracker to see all of the different options and all of the different customizations you can apply to them. But I do want to talk just very briefly about one of the options, the classic Master Sword. You can choose from either a bronze hilt with a tempered high carbon blade or from an aluminum hilt with a stainless steel blade if you'd prefer. But either way, you're going to get a lovely full tang blade, sharpened if you'd like it, and a beautiful machined bronze accents on the pommel and the grip, as well as your choice of blue or purple wrapping and accents. They look absolutely beautiful. Dave has sent us several over the years. We've gotten to give away a couple. Wonderful, wonderful piece of craftsmanship there. So thank you so much to Dave. Thank you so much to Heroic Replicas for once again providing us some amazing options. Again, check out the tracker. There are so many things you can choose if you win. They have the Buster Sword from Final Fantasy. They have the Chris Sword from Legend of Zelda. I think there are a couple of new designs there. They're teasing maybe a certain legendary hero's sword from Fire Emblem. You'll have to go check it out. Anyway, that is going to do it for me. Make sure if you are ever, curious about upcoming games, about upcoming incentives, about upcoming prizes, that you head over to gamesdonequick.com and you check out the tracker. But we're going to send it right back up to the front as we get excited for the actual sequel to Ori, Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
With your host here, Bradderfield. It's nice to meet you. We have coming up next. Words are very hard. Ori and the Will of the Wisp with Headfield 90 and Scarfeld Racing. We have a few donations as well. We have $25 from Gamma Espion. What a great way to kick off 2021. Best of luck to all the runners this year. We have $25 from Ryan O. My favorite part of the year. Thank you, AG2Q, for a fantastic show and for raising money for a good cause. Another $25 from One Nice Type. I'm a long-time watcher, big-time fan, and now finally, first-time donator. It's impressive how many people are coming together and having a great time. Love the event, love the people, but never forget, gotta go fast. We have $25 again from Brianna and Patrick. My husband and I always look forward to GDQ and love watching all you guys. Good luck to all the runners. Go, go, Skyrim, run! Alrighty, we have $250. This is an anonymous donation. There's no message, but thank you so much for the donation. We have, and $512 from CXZ Man. Thanks for the awesome event. Everyone take care of each other. Keep playing on and on. And folks,